Within the waiting room. Babada, what's going on? Why do I feel like something's wrong? Luo Feng rubbed his chin, his thoughts questioning Babada. Something's wrong? A certain little demon was acting dumb. That operator's eyes earlier, it was like those Western believers on Earth suddenly seeing God, seeing an angel. Those people who saw the universe mercenaries before weren't like that. Luo Feng asked, Babada, tell me just what's going on. Don't you dare lie to me. I'll say. Babada teased, the account you reported earlier was actually a 5-star account. 5-star account? Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. He had heard it before in the bank lobby, even $1 trillion Black Dragon dollars was only a normal account, it didn't reach the requirements of a 1-star account. Compared to a 1-star account, who knows how many times stronger a 5-star account, what was the point of that? Teacher can't have given me this much money in the first account, right? Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. Star level, universe level, domain lord, these 3 levels could give him 3 huge sums of money. This first sum should be the least. Of course. This first sum of money is the least. It's just a drop in the ocean of your teacher's wealth. As for this account, actually your universe level account, it's 8,492, 8,593, WOXH, 8,528, 5,285, 032 your domain lord account, it's also this. At the same time, it's the account your teacher used back then. It's a 5-star account. Babada said. The account my teacher used? Luo Feng was stunned. Yunimo planet's master. That was an absolute warrior with 9 undying slaves under him, a powerful being even amongst the undying. In the Ganwu universe country, that was a powerful person. It wasn't strange for such a person to use a 5-star account. The 3 accounts your teacher arranged for you are actually all this account. Babada said again. What do you mean? Luo Feng didn't understand. The same account with different passwords and methods of opening, the amount you see will be different. Babada said. Luo Feng realized. Earth's bank cards had such settings too. Entering one password, the balance was 10,000. Entering another password, the balance was actually 10 million. The third password could even be 1 billion. If a person was kidnapped by a robber and asked for the password of his bank card, the robber would probably only be able to withdraw 10,000 yuan. This account is the main account. The 3 legacies that your teacher left for you are all in this account. However, this account has 3 ways to obtain the inheritance. Different ways will result in different inheritances. Babada explained. So that's how it is. Luo Feng understood. At this moment, the chubby bank manager ran in from the door. The bank manager was very enthusiastic and respectful. Dear guest, please follow me. They took the elevator to the 13th floor of the bank building. Beep. Esteemed guest. A crisp voice resounded from the mouth of a metallic robot. Universe Galaxy Bank, welcome. Luo Feng suspiciously left the light elevator. The president bowed respectfully and took the elevator down. Please follow me. The robot said to Luo Feng. Ah, a robot to serve me? Luo Feng was suspicious. What he didn't know was, the Jade Rock Star branch's standards were too low, even the head didn't have the authority to welcome Luo Feng. In the luxurious and comfortable reception room. 8,492, 8,593, WOXH, 8,528, 5,285, 032. Luo Feng sat down and spoke in universe common language. This is the account number, I want to withdraw money. Please wait a moment. The robot smiled. After a while it said again, please use your spirit energy to scan my arm's touchpad. A peculiar black gold touchpad suddenly extended from its arm. Spirit energy? Luo Feng smiled. Babada had said before that one of the procedures to withdraw money was, one spirit energy had to be at least a star level, and it had to be the Yunimo planet spirit energy to pass. Luo Feng's thoughts moved and his spirit energy scanned the touchpad. D. The data matches. The robot looked at Luo Feng. Please enter the 3 4-dimensional passcode. Dear guest, you can choose to enter with your thoughts, your voice or your hands. The 3 4-dimensional passcode was extremely complicated. It was based on the time and space coordinates etc. that were constantly changing. According to the original passcode, time, space coordinates, spirit energy level etc., the new passcode was calculated. And the calculation method was set by the Yunimo planet master back then. Also this passcode had a total of 3 levels. What a long passcode. Luo Feng used his quantum computer to connect to the Universe Galaxy Bank system and used his thoughts to enter the passcode. Check the balance. Luo Feng ordered nervously within. Nervous. This teacher of his was the kind of person whose wealth could rival a country. However, his inheritance was split into 3 parts. The star-level Luo Feng received the least. What was the minimum amount of one portion? Luo Feng himself didn't have much confidence. Who knew what his teacher was thinking? I hope I can buy Earth, I hope I can buy Earth. Luo Feng prayed silently. Do. On the screen of Luo Feng's arm, the numbers appeared. That long string of zeros made Luo Feng dizzy. 10 billion. 100 million. Oh, 100 million, 10 billion? Luo Feng stared at the last currency symbol, Ganwu dollars? 10 billion Ganwu dollars. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed, his face filled with glee. How generous. His teacher was really good to him. 10 billion Ganwu dollars, even if it was officially exchanged, it could be exchanged for 10 trillion Black Dragon dollars. If it was through the black market or other methods, It could easily be exchanged for a few trillion black dragon dollars. Even a universe-level warrior would have to sell a few planets to have such a large amount of wealth. Your teacher thought back then that when you were a star level roaming the universe, 10 billion Ganwu dollars was more or less enough. After all, even those big families' direct descendants, getting 100 billion Ganwu dollars was already not bad. Babata said. Luo Feng nodded in agreement. Even the highly promoted Emperor Xiaowei only got one life planet after 10 years, and he didn't dare sell it. Babata, how much can I get for a universe level and domain lord? Luo Feng asked. Babata was his teacher's AI back then. When his teacher set up these 3 accounts in the virtual universe network, Babata would definitely be very clear. I can't say. Babata refused to speak. Forget it if you don't want to say. 10 billion and it's still Ganwu dollars. Luo Feng looked at the balance. He finally had a feeling of wealth. This wasn't black dragon dollars, but the incomparably expensive Ganwu dollars. Within the star levels, including the big family's disciples and the descendants of the big powers, Luo Feng could be considered one of the top tycoons within the star levels. One had to know that the richest person on a normal planet only had about 100 million black dragon dollars. Luo Feng alone was comparable to over 100,000 of those tycoons. Transfer. Luo Feng looked at the robot and said, transfer to the account that's bound to my spirit imprint. His teacher's account was bound to his spirit imprint, even though there were other ways to open it, opening it once was too troublesome. Binding the spirit imprint was the safest and most convenient. Outside the Universe Galaxy Bank main entrance, Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God walked out. Luo Feng, do we have enough money? Thunder God asked. Is it enough? Hong was nervous too. Applying to buy Earth, the amount of money required was astronomical. Piece of cake. Luo Feng smiled. Let's go to the Empire office to buy Earth. Milky Way Earth. The entire Earth's commoners were as usual. They didn't even know that a fleet from the universe had arrived on Earth. And Earth's fighters, scientists and many other elite families were all within the survival bases. They too didn't know of the impending crisis. Only the highest levels knew. In the air above the Pacific Ocean, 2 huge battleships floated. On one of the battleships, the Nuolan Shan family's 8 heirs stood in a row, looking at the control room's huge screen. These 8-star level 9 youths all had serious expressions, not a trace of a smile on their faces. Scan complete. Earth's population is close to 7 billion, of which 180 million are within the 6 survival bases. This planet's student level, star traveler level fighters over 99% are in the survival bases. And those outside haven't even reached the student level 1. The battleship's AI swiftly reported. As an interstellar battleship, its scanning radius was extremely large. Earth's radius was only close to 6,400 kilometers. A complete scan was very easy. Survival bases. It's a survival base. Of the 8 heirs, one of the black-skinned youth raged. Who said this planet is a backward planet without a master? They even have a survival base. I don't believe that a small planet would have the factories to manufacture the survival bases. It's definitely impossible. Right. One of the Nuolan Shan family heirs nodded. I agree too, this planet has a connection with the universe. But what do we do now? Boluo must have been killed by the aboriginals of this planet. Don't talk about aboriginals, this planet definitely isn't an aboriginals planet. This planet is able to build 6 survival bases, and they are all C-grade, just these 6 bases. In the universe, normal planets wouldn't even be able to build them. A huge commotion. They originally thought that Earth would be easy to deal with, but looking at it now, the upper echelons of the planet were all hiding in the survival bases. The ones outside were all normal people who hadn't even reached the student level 1, and they were already able to do this. It was obvious that the opponent was prepared. Probably the information gathered on the internet before couldn't be fully trusted. Of course, the 8 personal disciples were displeased. Silence. A low voice resounded. The other 7 looked over. The one speaking was Pula, the one with the highest position amongst them. Earth's upper echelons are all hiding in the survival bases. This survival base, we can't do anything about it. Puele's eyes were cold, his gaze sweeping past the other 7. Right now, on one hand, we'll follow the original plan to swiftly gather all sorts of ores etc. from Earth, take samples and collect data. As for the others, I'll go see teacher. Pula, since young, he had been the most dazzling member of the Nuolan Shan family. A star level 9 who had his own domain, he was the family's greatest hope to be able to reach the universe level. He was indeed a genius. Of course he couldn't compare to Hong and Thunder God who had domains at the star traveler level. Geniuses had special privileges. Pula could easily meet the head and the old head. Compared to the tragic Boluo from before, he was much stronger. Virtual universe, Ganwu continent's Black Dragon Mountain Island. On the screen appeared 2 human silhouettes, their ears pointed, their eyes slightly red. One of them was tall and sturdy, the other gave off a feeling of closeness. Teacher, old head. Pula bowed respectfully. Within he was shocked. The 2 heads were actually here. I have something important to report. Speak. The tall and sturdy current head Yuka Nuolan Shan said. This planet has long been prepared for our arrival. Their planet's upper echelon and elites have all hidden in a survival base. This survival base is a C-grade, we have no way of breaking through. Pula said solemnly, I can deduce that this planet's precious information has definitely been collected or erased. We have no way of finding anything. Also, building a survival base is extremely complicated. A single planet definitely can't do it. The survival base should have been bought from the universe. On the screen, the current head and old head's expressions changed. As long as one wasn't stupid, they would guess that Earth had already made contact with the universe. I've checked, this planet is still ownerless. The old head said. Teacher, old head, what should our next step be for the fleet on Earth? Pula said respectfully. The two heads lowered their voices and conversed. Pula didn't dare disturb them. Pula. Nuolan Shan's gaze was sharp. Use the fastest speed to take samples, collect data, and even record the interstellar coordinates. Afterwards, use the fastest speed to send them to the nearest Black Dragon Mountain Empire official planet, Jade Rock Star. Since Earth is ownerless, we have to use the fastest speed to buy it under our name. Number 2. Nuolan Shan's voice was resounding and powerful. Begin searching that planet, see if there are any treasures left behind by that undying back then. Number 3. Remember, the strongest fortresses are usually broken through from the inside. Since we have no way of forcefully breaking through the survival base, then we can hypnotize them or use the hearts of the people, etc. Anyway, controlling the human race on this planet will be beneficial for us to excavate the planet's treasures. Number 4. I remember you saying that there are large amounts of monsters on this planet? Train them and interact with them. They are also native life forms of Earth. Maybe they know of some places on Earth. Understood. Pula replied. Go, immediately carry it out. Yuko ordered. Yes. Pula replied. Times. When Pula began to work from all four sides, giving orders, commanding over 1,000 star levels and over 10,000 star travelers, Luo Feng was at the Empire's official office on Jade Rock Star. Empire office. These are the planet's coordinates. These are the records of our arrival at the planet's interstellar coordinates. Regarding the planet samples, data, etc., they've all been placed here. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God sat in chairs. Hong and Thunder God didn't know how to speak the universe language. They could only rely on the quantum computers and AI's consciousness to translate. Luo Feng was speaking from the side. The officials were handling it. One of the receptionists said, if the interstellar coordinates are verified and there are no problems, you will receive a reward of 100 billion Black Dragon dollars. No, I don't want the reward. Luo Feng looked at the receptionist. Discovering an ownerless planet, one has the priority to buy it. I want to buy it. The officials who were originally discussing within, immediately quietened down, turning to look at Luo Feng. Buy a life planet? The receptionist couldn't help but ask again. This wasn't about buying weapons or treasures. A life planet was extremely expensive. Yes, I want to buy it. Luo Feng said. The Jade Rock Star Empire's office was considered a small corner of the Black Dragon Mountain Empire's vast territory. Buying a planet? It's been so many years since they met one. The three of you please follow me upstairs. A skinny Empire official said. All right. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God followed him, quickly arriving at the 34th floor of the Empire's office. Mr. Luo Feng, is it? The official from the Empire looked at Luo Feng. Are you sure you want to buy this planet, the planet named Earth according to your information? I'm sure. Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. I should be able to buy it, right? Mr. Luo Feng, as the first to discover this ownerless planet and provide information, you definitely have the first right to buy it. The official emphasized. However, I have to remind Mr. Luo Feng, when we sent the planet's data to the Empire headquarters, the reply they gave us was, once everything is confirmed, they'll give you a reward of 100 billion Black Dragon dollars. Do you know the meaning of this reward? Meaning of the reward? Luo Feng was stunned. Suddenly Luo Feng remembered what Babata had told him before. Discovering an ownerless planet, the Black Dragon Mountain Empire will, depending on the planet, reward at least 10 billion Black Dragon dollars, the highest 100 billion Black Dragon dollars. This is the highest reward? Luo Feng understood. Yes. The official nodded. Even though the large amounts of data you provided are still awaiting confirmation, however, just that planet's coordinates has already made the Empire headquarters confirm that it's the highest quality life planet. The one who discovered it will also be given the highest reward. If you want to buy this planet, you'll have to pay the highest price. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God exchanged glances. How much money was needed to buy Earth? Luo Feng and his two brothers had been discussing before. According to the Empire's laws, to buy it directly, one had to pay at least 300 billion, the highest 3 trillion Black Dragon dollars. This was a preferential policy for the person who discovered the ownerless planet. If it was a normal planet auction, there definitely wouldn't be a price limit. What you mean is Earth is the highest quality life planet? Luo Feng couldn't help but ask. Yes. That's what the Empire headquarters replied. The official nodded. Indeed so. Thunder God curled his lips. Luo Feng and Hong were helpless. Babata had already guessed before, an undying being who had once ruled over a life planet, could very well be the highest quality life planet. It requires 3 trillion Black Dragon dollars, right? Luo Feng looked at him. Yes. The official nodded. I'll buy. Luo Feng didn't hesitate at all. Earth was priceless in Luo Feng's heart. He was willing to spend any amount. I'm sorry, the official said apologetically. If Mr. Luo wants to buy Earth, you need to submit an application first. Secondly, the large amount of data you have provided needs to be reviewed by the various departments of the Imperial headquarters. Only after it has been verified can we officially trade with you. Damn, it's the same as on Earth. Everything has to be done according to procedure, Thunder God muttered in Chinese. How long? Luo Feng couldn't help but ask. I'm just a lowly official from a remote planet. I'm not sure how long it will take for the headquarters to review it, so I can only tell Mr. Luo. The Empire's legal limit was 30 days at the most. The fastest was uncertain. If you were a member of a major family in the Empire, perhaps I would be able to settle this for you in the time it takes to drink a cup of tea. LuoFeng's expression changed. Hong's and Thunder God's faces were also ugly. 30 days? LuoFeng panicked. The Nuolan Shan family had already arrived on Earth. They would definitely gather data and samples from Earth. They also had records of the interstellar flight coordinates. He could immediately teleport to the Jadestone planet. In terms of speed, the Nuolan Shan family had a deep background. The Empire's government's efficiency would probably be much higher. Before the purchase process was completed, he wouldn't be able to rest easy. Who knew what problems would arise? It definitely can't be 30 days. Thunder God said softly, I can see that the way things are done here is the same as on Earth. If we let them drag it out, who knows if something will go wrong? We have to settle it quickly. Even if nothing goes wrong, 30 days? I don't even know what Earth has become. Hong creased his eyebrows. LuoFeng nodded. Suddenly he looked up at the official before him, standing up and walking towards him. Mr. Luo, what are you doing? The skinny official panicked. Bah. LuoFeng placed both his hands on the table in front of him, leaning over and staring at the skinny official. I want to settle it as quickly as possible. My apologies. The official apologetically shook his head. I'm just a small official from a remote planet. If you settle it within 7 days, I'll give you 10 million Black Dragon dollars. LuoFeng stared at the official, his voice low and raising his index finger. If you settle it within 3 days, I'll give you 100 million Black Dragon dollars. The official's eyes almost popped out, his entire being was in a mess. The Empire's official's salary was indeed very high. However, in his entire life he would never have 100 million Black Dragon dollars. That was the wealth of a normal planet's richest person. 100 million Black Dragon dollars was enough for him to hire a star-level bodyguard, buy a large group of beautiful servants, let his relatives and friends surround him and suck up to him, living a luxurious and comfortable life for the rest of his life. Huff huff. The official's breathing was messed up. If you settle it within a day, I'll give you 500 million Black Dragon dollars. LuoFeng's gaze was sharp, his 5 fingers extended. If you settle it within an hour, I'll give you 1 billion Black Dragon dollars. The official stared wide-eyed, his throat swallowing hard. My God. Even a pie falling from the sky wouldn't drop such a huge one. Mr. LuoFeng. The official's breathing was heavy, his eyes red. He said solemnly, the time it takes to drink a cup of tea before, that's definitely only when the big shots of the Empire's big families have spoken, the highest level of the Empire giving the order. Would it be that fast? As there are too many departments involved, I don't have the confidence to settle it within an hour, however within a day, I have 100% confidence. The official's neck was thick. LuoFeng laughed. 100% confidence within a day? Before they said the most was 30 days, other than that a small official like him couldn't do anything. The power of money in the universe was indeed very obvious. However, I need money to pave the way now. The official's eyes gleamed, saying swiftly, because of the inspection of buying the planet etc., it involves 12 departments, I have to get through every single one of them. According to the normal procedures, it would normally take more than 15 days. I know the people from those departments. Don't worry. If you were to invite the big shots from the upper echelons, I reckon they wouldn't be as fast as me because I'm an insider. Mr. LuoFeng, please give me 100 million first, I'll act immediately. The official said, Mr. LuoFeng, this kind of big shot, killing me is as easy as killing an ant, hence I definitely wouldn't dare swallow Mr. LuoFeng's money and not do anything. Very good. LuoFeng smiled and nodded, I'll give you 200 million Black Dragon dollars first, after that I'll give you 300 million. He was already willing to buy Earth with 3 trillion Black Dragon dollars, why would he care about 500 million Black Dragon dollars? It was just a small change. LuoFeng was very clear, every mouse has its own path, to let this official do something, it would probably be faster than him asking Gao Sheng for help. And Gao Sheng was just a disciple of a big family, the important departments of the Black Dragon Mountain Empire probably wouldn't even recognize him. Gao Sheng also needed to ask for help from others and so on. LuoFeng didn't want to simply owe people favors. Favors were hard to repay. Milky Way Earth. China survival base on the Hope. I say, little sister, when will brother-in-law return? Also, when are those alien fleets leaving? Su Gang sat in a chair, smoking one cigarette after another, obviously anxious. There was no way he wouldn't be anxious. Big brother, you're anxious but you're still much better than the normal people living outside. Su Xn scolded unhappily, right now it's not just you, the entire world's upper echelons are waiting for LuoFeng, waiting for Hong and Thunder God to send news. We can't do anything, we can only wait patiently and slowly. Su Gang took a deep breath. They could only wait. It wasn't just him, everyone on Earth was waiting. Against the universe interstellar fleet, the entire Earth's humans were like babies without any power to resist. Countless humans on Earth were silently hoping, their pride of Earth, the 3 pinnacle warriors in the distant depths of the universe, would be able to give them a chance to live. Yes, LuoFeng and the other 2 were on the distant Jade Rock Star working hard for Earth. So, on Earth, Asia, Europe, North America, in the skies above the continents or even the oceans, there were often human silhouettes flying past. Within half a day, the news of the alien fleet arriving on Earth couldn't be hidden at all. It had already been known by many of the commoners. Close to 3 m tall, green skin, eyes as big as bowls, that was obviously not a human from Earth. Countless monsters and humans flew past the skies above the human cities. The commoners of Earth were all stunned. The Nuolan Shan family fleet was currently following the plan, attacking from 4 different directions. Lord Pulla, we've communicated with the native monsters of Earth. We've discovered a strange ocean region. It's right there, and this region is the famous Bermuda Ocean region from the many books on Earth. 3-star level 8 spirit readers respectfully led the way in front. The handsome Pulla also followed and flew over. Bermuda, its name on Earth was simply too famous. There were many books on Earth that introduced it. The Nuolan Shan family fleet had scanned through almost all the books on Earth, hence they knew about Bermuda. Rumble. The 4 of them rushed into the ocean, swiftly sinking. Lord Pulla, look over there. The 3-star level 8 spirit readers were all excited. Pulla looked over carefully. In the distance there was a blurry white silhouette. As they got closer, the blurry white silhouette became clearer. This was an incomparably huge pyramid, taller than any skyscraper on Earth. This pyramid itself didn't have any scars or signs of decay. There wasn't even any mud or water plants. It was as clean as new. Lord Pulla, this silver white pyramid is 1200 m tall, it's entirely floating in the ocean. The slightly fat black-skinned spirit reader explained. Pyramid. Pulla's eyes gleamed, he couldn't help but fly closer, his trembling hands carefully caressing the surface of the pyramid. What was strange was, the entire pyramid was silver white, there wasn't even a hint of metal to connect it, as though the 1200 m tall silver white pyramid was perfectly cast. This. Pulla's eyes grew brighter and brighter, his body trembling. This is a huge treasure, a huge treasure. Pulla's eyes were bloodshot, extremely excited. Floating in the depths of the Bermuda Ocean was a huge silver white pyramid, a 1200 m tall silver white pyramid. Even though it had stopped here for tens of thousands of years, time didn't leave a single mark on it. This is the Automaton Universe ship. Pulla was extremely excited. Automaton race. Even though the human race was one of the top races in the vast universe, there were still some races that could stand shoulder to shoulder with the human race. The Automaton race was one of them. The Automaton race, accurately speaking, every single race member was a living AI. The entire Automaton race had developed their technology to an unbelievable level. Also, every single Automaton race member was an absolute warrior. Because unlike humans who needed to slowly cultivate, AI lifeforms only needed a powerful body that they could unleash. As long as their AI contained enough battle techniques, they would immediately become peerless experts. Theoretically, no matter how strong a living AI was, they couldn't reach the undying level. However, the Automaton race had broken this curse. Their entire race indeed had existences comparable to undyings, like the one that died on the Unimo planet ship. Automaton race, the most advanced race in technology. Pulla's eyes gleamed. Our entire human race, many of our technologies were obtained from the Automaton race. The Automaton Universe ship, normally the lowest is C grade. I think this ship is probably D grade or even higher. Pulla couldn't differentiate. Unlike humans who used metals and alloys more easily, it was easy to differentiate what metal was used and what alloy was used. The universe ships created by the Automaton race, humans couldn't even analyze how they were created. Felt like a new type of material. Hence the Automaton's D grade would normally be recognized as a D9 grade by humans. It was the best of its grade. An Automaton ship was extremely expensive, much more expensive than a similar grade human ship. Entrance, where's the entrance? Pulla shouted. Lord Pulla, the entrance is there. However, the entrance is extremely dangerous. We threw a few broken weapons in and they were instantly turned into nothingness. That's a good thing. Pulla excitedly flew over. The entrance to the pyramid ship was near the bottom. It was a beautiful and mystical triangular pathway. The outer cabin door had long been opened, but there was no way to enter. Test the strength of the attack. With a flip of his hand, a spare weapon that he had used in the past appeared in his hand. It was a very long rapier. He casually threw it. The rapier fell into the triangular passage. Chi, the dreamy tricolored flowing light extended out from the 3 walls of the triangular passageway, and then instantly swept past the rapier. The incomparably sharp and incomparably tough rapier barely emitted a chi sound before it turned into powder and completely vanished. Good. Pulla shouted in surprise. Even a C2 grade weapon can be easily destroyed. What did it represent? This meant a normal universe level 2 fighter wouldn't be able to block this attack. The stronger, the better. Pulla's eyes lit up as he threw out his second backup weapon, which was also a rapier. These spare weapons weren't worth much. The previous ones were origin weapons and spirit weapons. Chi. This time, the sword was affected by the tricolored light. It trembled slightly and cracked a little, but the speed of destruction was very slow. A C5 rank is hard to destroy? Pulla nodded slightly, his smile widening. Very good, very good. A universe ship's strongest attack definitely wouldn't be a passive attack at the entrance because this type of passive attack had to be maintained for a long period of time, and it happened at the entrance, hence it couldn't be a very strong attack. For example, the Black Dragon Mountain X81, the entrance attack could only kill a normal Star Traveler level 2 or 3. However, its laser cannon was AB6 grade. The entrance passageway, its attack power is that strong. This ship is at least a D grade ship. It could very well be an E grade ship. Pulla's eyes gleamed. If it's AD grade. AD grade automaton ship, comparable to a human's D9 grade ship. Pulla was very excited. This ship's every grade difference was very exaggerated. A 100m diameter ship like the Black Dragon ship was a C5 grade. The cheaper C5 grade, 100m diameter, cost a few hundred million. And the C9 grade, even if it was made of pure alloy, would still cost close to 10 billion Black Dragon dollars. After all, the C9 grade's defense was tens of times stronger than the C5. As for the D grade, universe-level warriors and domain lords mostly rode in these types of ships. The first head of the Nuolan Shan family, Nuolan Shan himself rode in a D5 grade ship. Back then he spent 20 billion Ganwu dollars. D1 that was over 100 billion Black Dragon dollars. D9, even if it was made of alloy, was close to 1,000 times more than a D1. Could be said, one had to sell tens to hundreds of life planets to afford it. Hence to a domain lord it was extremely expensive. Of course, the price here was referring to the 100m diameter ones. Like this 1200m tall pyramid, its grade was comparable to a D9, and its size was huge. The materials used were much more. The price was even more ridiculous. Could be said, most domain lords couldn't even afford it. D9 grade, 100m diameter, if our Nuolan Shan family were to sell our entire fortune we could still afford it. However, as tall as 1200m, our entire family's fortune added together is far from enough. Pulla's eyes gleamed. If this pyramid was an E grade. 5 minutes later. Virtual universe, Black Dragon Mountain Island. Within a large hall. 8 heirs stood shoulder to shoulder. A screen appeared in front of them. On it was the current head Yuka Nuolan Shan. Teacher. Pulla was in high spirits, extremely excited. We've discovered an automaton universe ship in Earth's ocean. Automaton race? The head on the screen was stunned too. Yes, teacher, and that automaton ship is 1200m tall. The lowest is also a D grade. Pulla said. D grade, that was the ship that most domain lords rode on. One could only imagine how expensive it was. And it was the most popular and expensive automaton ship amongst the D grade, and it was 1200m tall. This. Yuka Nuolan Shan's eyes gleamed. Teacher. Another handsome youth said loudly, not only that, we've discovered on Earth, that not long ago Earth had been attacked by a swallowing beast. The swallowing beast here, in reality, is an extremely rare space beast, known for its savagery and bloodthirstiness, the Golden Horned Beast. Of course, this Golden Horned Beast back then was only a star level 1, considered a cub. Golden Horned Beast cub? Yuka Nuolan Shan was shocked. A Golden Horned Beast cub, if it was alive, its price would be many times more expensive than a D-grade automaton ship. Maybe only an E-grade automaton ship could compare to the Golden Horned Beast cub. However, to the Nuolan Shan family that was a huge treasure. However, the Golden Horned Beast cub was said to have been killed. We're currently searching for its corpse. The handsome youth said. Killed? Yuka's eyes stared wide open, following which he took a deep breath. He knew he had lost his composure, staring at Pulla. Pulla, how's the data collection going? I was just about to report it. The data collection has already been completed. Pulla said. Very good. Yuka's eyes gleamed. Immediately send a small-scale ship to bring the data, samples, as well as your interstellar coordinates. Once you reach Jade Rock Star, apply to buy this planet. This planet belongs to our Nuolan Shan family. We definitely cannot let anyone else take it. Also, everything regarding Earth must be kept secret at the highest level. Yes. The 8 heirs replied loudly. There should still be other treasures on Earth. The ones who understand Earth the most are the humans of Earth. Immediately, use the fastest method to control the humans of Earth. Use gentle tactics. Yuka said. Understood. Very good, very good. Yuka was obviously very excited. A ship that was considered a luxury even for a domain lord, and this was when it was a D grade, a space beast cub that could definitely grow to the pinnacle of sector lords. To the Nuolan Shan family, whose strongest power was only the universe level 9. These 2 treasures indeed made them dizzy. China, Kyoto headquarters city, Tianjin city. Even though the universe alien fleet had descended, the lives of the commoners were still the same. Humans of Earth, how do you do? We are the Nuolan Shan family from the universe. We came with friendly intentions. Don't doubt our power. The same image appeared on the televisions and computers of every household. A handsome man with pointy ears, who looked like a legendary elf, spoke in a strange language. Beside him, there were automatic translations of Mandarin and English. Look, this is your Earth's Australia continent. With just one punch, this entire mountain range would be destroyed. With just one punch, this entire island would be gone. The screen constantly switching between the 9-star level 9 warriors' performances. Watching the star level 9 warriors destroy a mountain with just one punch, the intense shockwaves spreading over 100 km was a terrifying scene. Every single human on Earth was dumbfounded. This was definitely more terrifying than the pinnacle battles of the past. Hong, Thunder God against the swallowing beast, this was even more terrifying. One punch spreading over 100 km. This was practically a nuclear bomb with a high yield. Of course. The elf-like handsome Pulla smiled, speaking to all the humans on Earth. We came with good intentions, hence we won't attack any cities. Your Earth has a total of 5 big countries and 23 headquarter cities. In an hour, your so-called emperor-level monsters in every headquarter city, we will throw 10 emperor-level monster corpses on the streets. If we're willing. In an hour, Earth will be destroyed. Pulla smiled. However, we came with good intentions. However, your Earth's upper echelon, your so-called elites are all hiding in those metal castles. This makes us very unhappy. I hope that your Earth's upper echelon can be friendly with our Nuolan Shan family, give us from the universe, your so-called aliens, a bit of respect. If your Earth's upper echelon is stingy with a bit of respect, rejecting our good intentions, then we don't mind using barbarism to conquer you. Pula smiled, I'll give you 12 hours of Earth's time, discuss this properly. If after 12 hours we don't see your Earth's upper echelon, and don't get at least a bit of respect, we will use barbaric methods. Every hour we destroy one of your so-called headquarter cities. Rumble. Pula's televised speech, online speech, was like a trillion-ton hydrogen bomb exploding on Earth, bombarding everyone on Earth, causing them to be dumbfounded. 12 hours. Earth's humans only had 12 hours to prepare. Every hour they were late would mean destroying a headquarter city. A headquarter city usually had up to 100 million people. When he saw the aliens, that often flew high up in the sky and occasionally revealed their incomparably powerful strength, he couldn't help but feel excited. Seeing the emperor-level monster corpses being thrown like ants on the streets and plazas of the various headquarter cities, humanity was in chaos. The upper echelon of the various survival bases were also in chaos. This is a betrayal. Betraying humanity. Over 6 billion people, are you going to watch them die? Just for the so-called elites, you're going to give up over 6 billion lives? LuoFeng? Oh, Thunder God? Who knows when they'll reply? I object. The aliens don't have to be savage. Calm down, don't be fooled by this Nuolan Shan family's hypocritical face. That's all hypocrisy, fake. The moment our survival bases open and they rush in, it'll be too late for us to regret. They're incomparably powerful. Destroying Earth would be a piece of cake. Is there a need for them to resort to such hypocritical methods? Us Earth's upper echelon elites, what meaning do we have to them? See, they've already said when the time comes we won't go out, we won't interact with them. 1 hour and they'll destroy a headquarter city. Over 100 million people will die. Everyone please think carefully. The moment more than 2/3 of the votes pass, then we'll execute it. I invite everyone to vote carefully. Every vote you cast will decide the fate of over 6 billion people outside. Yes, over 6 billion. Please wait a little longer, Luo Feng and the other two are far away on other planets working hard for us. This survival base was brought by them, please believe them. The moment we lower our heads, the moment we make a mistake, then the entire human race on Earth will sink into endless darkness. I can't just watch as over 6 billion people get slaughtered and die. 6 billion. This number is crushing me to the point of collapse. While the people within the survival base were in chaos, the large headquarter cities in the outside world were also in chaos. Demonstrations, protests, group sit-ins. There were even some half-crazed people taking advantage of the chaos to rob, smash shops, etc. There were also tens of thousands of people kneeling and begging the upper echelon of Earth to save them, to negotiate with the aliens. There were even people shouting loudly that it was a scheme by the aliens. Anyway, it was extremely chaotic. LuoFeng, hurry and pick up the call. Su Xian sent a call to LuoFeng. At this time, around her stood LuoFeng's parents and relatives, and also a few of the country's upper echelon. Many people were waiting. In the distant space, LuoFeng and the other two were able to send good news. Jade Rock Star Empire Office. 3 hours 29 minutes, everything has been settled. I didn't disappoint Mr. LuoFeng. The official smiled as he stood up, his face still covered in sweat from the anxiousness from before. Congratulations, Mr. LuoFeng. From now on, you are this planet, Earth's leader. Oh, I should call you my lord now. Congratulations, my lord. Thank you. LuoFeng smiled as he said, however within he was roaring with excitement. Beside him Hong and Thunder God couldn't hide their excitement either. After the procedures were completed on the Black Dragon Mountain Empire citizen list, LuoFeng's status was changed to planet leader. Let's hurry and leave Jade Rock Star. Let's return immediately. Right, contact Earth immediately. LuoFeng, Hong and Thunder God used their fastest speed to rush to Jade Rock Star's docking bay, sitting in their silver gray universe ship, leaving Jade Rock Star and beginning universe travel. Within the dark universe, the ship continued to advance. LuoFeng, Hong and Thunder God were in their own cabins, entering the virtual universe network. Virtual universe, Black Dragon Mountain Island. LuoFeng, Hong and Thunder God appeared out of thin air amidst the crowd on a wide street. The others glanced at the three, some seemingly disdainful. Because, in the virtual universe, only those without property would appear on the streets when they go online. And those with property would appear in their own homes. 30 We're rich people now, let's go back and buy a house in the virtual universe. Thunder God couldn't help but say softly. He was on Earth high up above. In the virtual universe he was actually looked down upon. In the past we didn't have much money, we couldn't spend it recklessly. Now we can. Let's go back and buy a big house. LuoFeng nodded. The moment one bought a house in the virtual universe, they could bind their family and friends to the house. The moment they went online, they would immediately appear in the house. Otherwise, like LuoFeng and Su Xian, because one was on Earth and the other was in the distant space. If the two entered the virtual universe at the same time, they wouldn't appear on the same street. Unless Hong, Thunder God and LuoFeng were together in reality, they would only appear in the same place. We'll talk about this later, let's hurry and contact Earth. Hong said. LuoFeng nodded. The three swiftly found a nearby restaurant and entered a private room, immediately contacting Earth. A screen appeared in midair. Su Xian appeared on the screen. Luo Feng. Su Xian revealed a look of glee. Su Xian, how's Earth now? Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God looked at the screen. Very bad. Su Xian said anxiously, take a look at this video. Normal people entering the virtual universe network would use an auxiliary quantum computer or even an AI quantum computer. Even though Su Xian was using the consciousness sensing helmet issued by the virtual universe, its efficiency was still much stronger than the normal computers on Earth. Su Xian transferred the video from Earth into the virtual universe and played it. This is the Nuolan Shan family, it's being broadcasted live on the entire Earth. Su Xian explained. The video started playing. Greetings, humans on Earth. We are the Nuolan Shan family from the universe, we come with friendly intentions. Don't doubt our strength. That video that had spread throughout every household on Earth was also played in front of Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God were all elites of Earth, none of them were idiots. After watching the content of the video, one could tell how bad the situation was. Luo Feng. Su Xian said, it's very chaotic now. There are many people in the upper echelons of the 6 major survival bases in the world who have opposing opinions. As for the 6 billion people outside, they are all rioting. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God creased their eyebrows. Of course they knew what kind of storm the video would cause. Sister-in-law. Hong said solemnly, that video said to give the humans of Earth 12 hours, how long has it been? It's already been 4 hours and 8 minutes. Su Xian immediately said. Alright, we'll contact you again in half an hour. Hong said. The communication was cut off. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God looked at each other. Right now, 30 is already the leader of Earth, using the law to intimidate the Nuolan Shan family should be useful. Thunder God said. Right, they're only a big family within the Kalo Empire, against an existence like the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. Hong nodded, they definitely wouldn't dare go against it. I understand. Luo Feng agreed, however I'm thinking just relying on the law is one thing, it's best if our own strength is strong enough. That's why I'm thinking, to see if I can buy a universe level 1 slave. Universe level slave? Hong and Thunder God stared. I'm only considering, I haven't decided yet. Luo Feng pondered, if the price of a universe level 1 slave is within an acceptable range, that's a good thing. After all, only with strength will we have enough confidence. Hong and Thunder God nodded. Even though there were laws within the universe, they were all relative. The Black Dragon Mountain Empire's laws were a huge deterrent to the Nuolan Shan family. Because the Nuolan Shan family was simply too weak compared to the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. If it was Luo Feng's teacher, the Yun Mo Planet Master, who directly seized the planet, the Black Dragon Mountain Empire wouldn't even dare to fart. Only with strength would we have enough confidence. Luo Feng sent out a call request. It was the slave manager he met back on Dragon Star when he bought slaves. He was indeed a businessman, it only took a few seconds for the call to connect. On the screen appeared a skinny green-haired man with an extremely warm smile. Mr. Luo Feng, I'm very happy you called me, it's really exciting. The green-haired man was extremely warm. Voila. Luo Feng smiled and asked, I'm here this time to ask if your boss is able to get a universe-level slave. Universe-level slave? The green-haired man stared. The highest a slave could reach was only the universe level. To make a universe-level warrior a slave, one had to first capture him alive and implant a biochip into him when he couldn't resist. To do this, not only did one have to be stronger than the opponent, it also required many other aspects to work together. If you really want to, you can. I have the goods. The green-haired man looked at Luo Feng. It all depends on whether Mr. Luo Feng has enough funds. A universe level 1 slave, how much is it? Luo Feng asked. That's in trillions of Black Dragon dollars, even the actual transactions are usually done in Ganwu dollars. The green-haired man reminded Luo Feng. Give me a number. Luo Feng urged. The green-haired man looked at Luo Feng with surprise. The first time he met Luo Feng, he felt that Luo Feng had definitely received an exceptional education. His aura was different too. However, he didn't expect. He actually dared to ask about the price of a universe-level slave. This was definitely not something normal people could afford. 10 trillion Black Dragon dollars and up about 10 billion Ganwu dollars. The green-haired man said, and that's the lowest. Damn. Luo Feng cursed within. Treat it as if I never asked. Luo Feng was very direct. Wula, we'll talk again later, I still have things to do. Haha, I have all the time, Mr. Luo Feng can call me anytime. The green-haired man was however very passionate, being a businessman it was just like that. He was very clear. For a customer like Luo Feng, if he served them well normally, it would make them happy. Who knows when a big deal would come in. A big deal would allow them to earn big. Within the private room, Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God exchanged glances. The price is actually so expensive, I thought 2 to 3 trillion Black Dragon dollars would be enough. Luo Feng muttered. The first sum his teacher gave him was 10 billion Ganwu dollars. Buying Earth required 3 trillion Black Dragon dollars. If he used Ganwu dollars to pay, it would only require 2.1 billion Ganwu dollars. Obviously to the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, to be able to obtain more Ganwu dollars, they were very willing. Right now LuoFeng's assets were only 7.9 billion Ganwu dollars and a few hundred million Black Dragon dollars. It's quite scary. Hong and Thunder God nodded. Haha LuoFeng, are you stupid? You want to buy a universe-level slave? A sharp evil voice resounded. It was Babata on LuoFeng's shoulder. You must know, a universe-level warrior joining an empire can get over 10 planets, even though they are all normal life planets. Added up, it's worth close to 10 trillion black dragon dollars. Even though a universe level 1 is the weakest of the universe levels. But 10 trillion black dragon dollars and above is for sure. And this is just a universe level 1. If it's a 2 or 3 or even 6 or 7, damn, it's even scarier. LuoFeng was shocked, after which he said unhappily, why didn't you say so earlier? I was just playing a virtual game. It's much more fun than talking to you guys. Babata said proudly. Virtual game? LuoFeng, Hong and Thunder God were speechless. That requires money. LuoFeng couldn't help but say.